ladies and gentlemen, welcome to welcome to Stardom Review. It's been a while since I did it. We've done this show. That's why I almost tripped up. I am your co-host, the man with not the good mouth, Andre C. And right over here, it's the epic princess herself, the princess of Oedo Tai. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am doing great, Andre. That was a very interesting day today. I ended up
Was it?
freeing up my morning. I got to watch I've been watching wrestling all day long.
Yep, me too.
Finishing up one of the shows we're about to talk about, the 28th. I've watched 3G1 nights.
I've only
Watched
watched
a
one
lot
so
of
far,
wrestling.
and I'm spending the rest of my night tonight watching, and then probably some of tomorrow. Then I still want to watch the Marigold show from last week, and
We have a lot. We have a lot. So we're going to get
yeah,
through this quickly so that we can get back to watching wrestling.
yep,
So,
that's right.
Andre, how
Wrestling.
are you doing?
I'm doing pretty darn well. It's been just a day of again stuff freed up this morning.
Mhm.
So ended up watching a bunch of wrestling all day. Went and got some groceries,
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff. And now I'm talking with you, and then I'm gonna go watch more wrestling, and then I'm gonna watch more wrestling tomorrow. I have a very interesting interview that will be coming up on the channel in the next week or so. It'll probably come out next week. We'll drop it because we got a lot coming out this week. So
Cool,
that'll be coming
cool.
out. A special Shop Talk interview with a local independent professional wrestler who it will be good. There'll be more information coming out in the coming days after we
Cool.
record it. So yeah, lots coming up. Lots coming up. Lots good day prepping for that. Watching wrestling all day. Fun day.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Sounds like a fun, exciting time on Andre Melball Wrestling Talk right now. Without further ado, take us into the intro, my friend.
Yeah.
The
So
intro
yeah,
with the intro.
we're gonna talk some Stardom. I can't remember the name of this show. Stardom in Sapporo Wonder Rendezvous. But before we do that, I want to thank each and every single one of you. We really do appreciate all the great support you have given us here. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to share us out, tell your friends, family, and just epic wrestlers that you know. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Epic Ding Dong.
Not so epic. Hello.
Ah, rude.
Well, no,
Rude.
my hello will never be as epic as your ding dong. That's what I'm saying. It won't be as not so epic. So come on, as your ding dong. Oh, well, this is an interesting way to start a show.
It is. It is. And, it wouldn't be us if it wasn't.
No.
Oh my God. Sapporo Wonder Rendezvous.
Let's get into it. We're gonna start with the 27th,
Yes.
and we kick it off with Mayu Iwatani versus HANAKO. I know there was a pre-show, but I didn't watch either pre-show matches on either day because I'm bad
I
at my
did.
job. Okay, give it. Okay, before we go into this one, can you give us a quick result on the pre-show for to the 27th?
So the pre-show was a fatal four-way between Rina, Xena, Hina, and Lady C. Um, so I commented very briefly on Lady C's look. She's still rocking her kind of Queen's Quest gear, but she's got the shorter haircut and the fun little anime ears. I think they're really cute. She is heavily taped though still. That lower back and hips are clearly still a problem for her. Now her one elbow is also heavily taped. I'm hoping that there could be some time for her to take a little bit of time away to kind of rest that up, see if she can get whatever's going on back there to not be such a flare up. She hit the airplane spin on Rianne. Rianne so little, it looked really, really good. Um, there was a suplex kip up combination by Xena. She's so athletic, so quick. Sometimes you think that the girls, when they're very thick and muscular like that, they're not going to be as flexible. I mean, Brian Cage and Xena are definitely great representations that is not necessarily always the case. There was a hook kick and chop combo by Xena also that knocked Hina down pretty good. But the end came when there was like a 3D done by Hina and Lady C on Rianne, followed by a big splash by Hina. And Hina picked up the win.
So Lady C gave the win away?
But she didn't really give it away so much as she was yeeted out of the ring by Hina.
Isn't Hina like her teammate now though?
uh,
Aren't they God's Eye?
oh no, wait, yeah. Oh my gosh, I read this wrong. It was Rianne and Xena versus Hina and Lady C. Not a fatal four.
Oh, so it was a tag match.
It was a tag match, so Hina and her were she yeeted herself out the ring.
Okay, that makes more sense.
It does. It does. That's my mistake. I read that wrong.
Oh Jesus! I was like,
This
why
is
would
why I
they
should be wearing my glasses while I'm doing this.
Oh God.
Hey, chill. At least I watched the match.
Yeah, it wasn't on the thing I was watching because I didn't watch it on Stardom World. I watched it on a copy I got from an alternative source, and the match wasn't there, so that's why.
Wow. I'm happy I paid for these things.
Yeah, because you get to watch it. We move on to my first official match on the show, not the pre-show, which, according to Andreas, doesn't count. Mayu, he always says the 0 hour doesn't count. That's what he always says every time we do it.
And yet he's always over there early on time to watch it.
Yep, he's crazy. We have Mayu Iwatani versus HANAKO. HANAKO very much getting the power advantage throughout this match. She gets a Boston Crab early on. Maya ends up drop kicking Hana to the floor, gets that tope suicida. They come in back in with Mayu hitting a drop kick off the top. Great strike off at center. HANAKO dropping Mayu twice, gets the corner splash. She misses the big boot, but catches Mayu in coming at her and hits her with a backbreaker. She gets that high thigh grip Boston Crab on, then transitions into that single leg crab. But Mayu does get to the ropes. Mayu fighting off the torture rack with a beautiful crucifix driver. She hits a super kick, then a release German, and they're both down. Mayu gets the frog splash off the top, but HANAKO kicks at a 2.9. Mayu misses the top rope moonsault. HANAKO hits the running boot and gets a torch rack into the KOD. But Mayu kicks out at 2.9. Mayu comes back with kicks, hits a super kick, goes to the top, hits the moonsault off the top for the win.
Mm-hmm. This was one of those little matches I think that was meant to showcase Hanako's skill and what she's learned in the last little while with EXV before going on her US tour. And I felt that you're absolutely right. She did get a power advantage throughout this against Mayu. Something I don't have anything really to add about the match, but something that I had noted before I wanted to kind of loop back and ask you, do you find that Mayu has been kind of consistently wrestling with a little bit more of an aggressive edge over the last couple of months? And do you think that that is leading somewhere? Do we think that that's just the peak of the evolution of that, what she's going to do?
I think it's more just the evolution of what she's doing. I don't think it's going to lead to her having any issue with her teammates or having a heel turn or anything. I think it's just that she's really ramping up her intensity in ring just to show more fire, show more charisma, things like that. I think is more or less what it is.
I'm going to ask you this question again, probably in a couple matches, because I felt something noted with this faction overall that I feel I need to re-point out again.
Well, I think the faction as a whole could take a step in maybe a different direction as a whole, but I don't see her stepping in a different direction from the faction.
Oh yeah, 100%. No, I don't see her leaving the faction at all. I see her kind of taking the faction with her on the ride, if you will.
Yeah, I could as a whole. Yeah, I know what you're talking about later on this show. I could see
Mhm.
the faction getting to more becoming closer to a tweener faction, getting a little more serious about certain things, and getting a little, getting more intense about a lot of things. Anyways,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I don't have anything else to add to this one.
So we move on to the huge match on this show. It's Saki Kashima versus Aya Sakura. Aya immediately attacking. She hits drop kicks and hits kicks to the head. But then Saki catches her with a Kishikase and gets the win in 26 seconds.
Who did Aya piss off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'll probably ask the question again the next night. But like, who did she piss off? This poor girl. Um, yeah, I felt that the intros, both these girls' intros was longer than the match.
Yeah.
I did get to like she was kind of showing off her karate skills with the kicks and stuff like that. But at one point, Saki just dodged it, grabbed her, and just rolled her right up into the Kishikashi. I was like, what the frick? I looked away and missed the end.
Yeah.
I was a little sad. I was a little sad for her.
It started, then it ended, and I'm like, what the hell just happened? Like, I went and got the official time of the match on Cage Match, and it's like 26 seconds. I'm like, that seems about right.
So sad. So sad.
Yeah. I got nothing to talk about for this one. So
Yeah, no, because there really isn't anything else to talk about. The match was so short.
we talked about everything.
We
We
did.
move on to a 5-star Grand Prix qualifying match. It's the finals in this block. The
Mhm.
winner will get into one of the blocks. I think it was one of the B block qualifiers. The winner here will
I
get.
think so.
It's Yuna Mizumori. Yeah, because the other one on the next night was for the one of the A block spots. So Yuna Mizumori versus Waka Tsukiyama. Waka with those Waka weapons early, sending out Yuna out to the floor. They end up brawling on the floor. Waka gets a Waka ride on the floor, but Yuna runs her into the apron, slamming her back first. And Yuna does a run around the ring shoulder block on the floor. She gets a Billy Goat back in the ring. She gets a Billy Goat's curse. That half dingle dangle.
Yes, I noticed that.
But Waka gets to the ropes. Waka gets some Waka weapons and gets Waka weapons on the ropes, but she only gets 2 out of that. Running Waka weapon, and then the Waka hits the top rope, goes up and hits the top rope, drop kick. She gets a straight slam, jacket slam, but only gets 2. She goes to do it out of the corner, but Yuna stops her, gets Waka on her shoulders, and hits a Miramare shock for 2. Waka unloading with slabs, goes to the second rope and gets a second rope straight jacket slam, but only gets 2. Yuna gets the sit out attitude adjustment, but only gets 2. She runs off the turnbuckles into a splash, hits a running lariat to win the match, enjoying the 5-star Grand Prix.
This was such a fun match. I don't think I got to mention it to you, but I wanted to, but I think it was late when I was watching it, so I didn't message you about it. But yeah, this was a really great intense match because both of these women have been fighting so hard and working so hard for this company over the last couple of years. And this was so it was a fun match for me. There was one point where Waka was on the outside of like on the apron and she dove through the bottom and middle rope there
The
to
Lope.
yeah, to the inside of the ring to trip Yuna
Oh, no,
while
that,
she
yeah.
was running toward well, I guess it would technically be like she did kind of a Lope roll into the
Okay.
ring. Sure.
Okay.
She did like a little Lope roll, which tripped Yuna on the ropes and set her up to kind of take her out there. So I thought that was really cool. She followed it up with a drop kick on the rope there. The Waka weapons, plus I called it the sliding Waka weapon, not the running Waka weapon. The same difference.
Well,
I
no, there's
like
the
it.
one where she ran and jumped in the air and hit the hip attack.
Oh,
That's the one
see,
I
there's
was
one
talking.
where Yuna was on the ground and she did the running off the rope and tush to face.
Yeah, there's what I
Um,
was talking about where she ran and jumped up and hit the Waka weapon.
So many
Yeah.
Waka weapons this one.
Mm.
Waka was on fire. She also hit that Waka ride on Yuna on the outside, just kind of walking her around the ring a little bit. The ref just yelling at her. Um, there was also that one point where Yuna did the entire kind of victory lap shoulder block to walk on the outside there. I really enjoy that. What I really enjoy is that Yuna kind of brings an almost Yano-esque humor with
Mhm.
her without it being to the point of annoyance that it
Yeah.
usually is for me with Yano, because she's such a good wrestler. On top
Mhm.
of that, Yano is too, but Yano definitely more specializes in an amateur wrestling
Mhm.
kind of thing, I think, whereas Yuna is just a great old power wrestler. I love
Mhm.
it. This was a
Yeah.
fun match.
Yeah, I love these 2. Again, I'm disappointed in not seeing Waka go through, into
Yeah.
this, and then now knowing we're only getting 2 people from EX out of the 5 of EXV in this tournament with, today's announcement from Mina Shirakawa. Yeah.
What? I
Oh!
didn't listen to.
Mina Shirakawa is going to America for the rest of the summer. She made that announcement today. She's gonna go join HANAKO. I don't know if she's going to join HANAKO, but she's essentially joining HANAKO in the United States for the rest of the summer. So
Hey,
so
yes.
I called it. Mina and Mercedes at Capital Collision. They're both gonna be there. So it's possible. Both can be America. It's very possible.
That could be. It could be. You know how I feel about that? The crossover with the title feud and stuff would just be weird to me. But I mean, I guess if Mercedes finds herself without an opponent, because
Let's do it.
shenanigans, might as well.
Yeah. So we move on to Tam Nakano versus her young stablemate Sayaka Kurara. This is weird. This is weird. I didn't take a lot of notes for this. I'll admit.
Me neither.
It was a good match. Again, there was some
Mhm,
fun little. I love Tam with she gets that wrist clutch and she starts kicking people like in the back and front a few times. I
mhm,
like that.
yeah.
I really showing off a good bit in this match. I thought she got a lot of good offense in, while making Tam still look very strong.
Mhm,
Yeah. The end. I'm just gonna jump towards the end because I didn't take a lot of
sure.
notes throughout. Aya gets an acid drop, it's like that Shinrai, but you run up and then you jump out
You
into the cutter.
it's Sayaka. Sayaka, not
Oh,
Aya.
I wrote Aya in here. I don't know why. Ah,
Aya already fought, remember? She had the shortest match.
they're the same person to me. I'm sorry.
You silly Billy.
Those two just seem like I literally wrote Aya every time I took notes in this match.
I mean, there's an Aya in the middle of her name, but you're kind of missing the first and last bit.
Yeah, so Sayaka gets an acid drop out of the corner, but I can only get a 2 count. That's where it looks like you're running up for the sliced bread, but then you push out into that cutter. She only
Mhm,
gets 2. Sayaka unloading, but Tam bridges up, so Sayaka starts attacking more. She goes for a move, but Tam hits a super kick, then hits a spin kick to the head for 2. Tam hits that running knee to the face, but again, only 2, so she picks her up. Bridging Tiger Suplex for the win.
mhm. I didn't actually take very many notes other than some of the ones that you mentioned.
Mm.
Um, yeah, this was just a fun little match. So I felt this was like a nice way to show off Kurara.
Hmm.
Sayaka Kurara. I just love saying her name also.
So,
Kurara.
so we're gonna move on to a 10-person tag match. It
Yes.
is the Stars team of Hanan, Hazuki, Kokuma, Momokogo, and Saida taking on the brand newly named Neo Genesis, Azumi,
Mhm.
Mei Sarah, Miyu Hamasaki, Starlight Kid, and Suzu Suzuki.
Yes. Yes.
There's some Neo Genesis right there, baby. Yeah.
This makes me so happy.
Hmm.
Um, not like Miyu, I think she still had the same gear, but the
No,
new
that's new gear.
hairstyle and is a new gear?
That's all of them have brand new gear for this.
I knew Azumi's was. I knew Starlight Kids was. Mei Mei's
Uh,
is like, oh yeah, also new. Yeah, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
The new hairstyle on Miyu. At first, I was like, but I actually quite like it. Now I feel that it matches her personality because we're seeing a little bit more of the giddiness from her that we
Mhm.
didn't see from her when she was in Queen's Quest. She was kind of stoic, a little bit more, I don't want to say good girl, but it was definitely more the vibe that I got from her. I'm
Mm.
getting a more carefree kind of variation of her in Neogenesis. So, yeah, take us into it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna put that graphic back up. Yeah. I wrote down. I really like Mia's new look. Again, it is a change in her look. I like the hair change. I think it looks really good. Everybody's look
Mhm,
good. Starlight Kid. I love the brighter colors in her gear. They very much like
mhm,
that. Suzuki. I like the look, the change going to the full pants and everything too. Mamie
mhm,
going dark, which is going from her bright gear there to her dark gear. It's like, oh, okay.
mhm,
And Azumi's kind of plays off her older look, but goes a little more like more neon with it, which I like all three.
mhm. Her hair also kind of reminded me how Momo Watanabe was doing her hair a
Mm,
few months back.
yeah. And to Hazuki, I love that orange and blue gear that she's wearing in this match. Oh, looks great.
Yeah, I wrote that down also. Something about that gear just looks so good on her. Like it matches her skin tone perfectly.
Hmm. Yeah,
Mhm,
so I'm just gonna go through a few spots in here that I really did like. Hazuki
mhm,
and Starlight Kid just wildly brawling at one point in this match, just swinging for the fences at each other. Hazuki drops
mhm,
Starlight Kid, but Starlight Kid comes back with a drop kick and hits a springboard cross and then another drop kick. She starts stepping on the face of Hazuki, then steps over and hits that standing moonsault for two. Um,
mhm.
that's where FWC gets Koguma comes in with Hazuki, and they double team Starlight Kid, and Hazuki has a beautiful brainbuster for two. Yeah, I love that brainbuster. It looks so good. There's a few times where all five members are in the ring beating up on one person in this match. I was like,
Mhm.
okay.
And
Um,
unfortunately for Neogenesis, it was Azumi quite a bit.
yeah, it was. Um, Miyu gets a tornado DDT to Hanan, and Azumi comes off the top with a beautiful double stomp, but that pin gets broken up. It was a beautiful spot. La Mystica by Azumi to Hanan, into the armbar, into the double armbar, into a pin, and then they roll around trading pinfalls. Azumi gets a head kick, but gets lariated out of the destroyer by Saida, and Hanan,
Mhm.
yeah, and then Hanan rolls her up for two. That lariat to stop the destroyer looked
Brutal.
great.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Brutal.
So the end of this match comes. Everybody's coming in and out, just hitting each other with big moves.
Mhm,
Starlight comes off the top of the high cross to a bunch of people on the floor. We get the MX German combo by Mei and Suzuki to Hanan. And Hazumi comes in, hits that beautiful Canadian destroyer for the win.
so good. What a debut.
Hmm.
So, you gotta look back. Stars has always kind of been the faciest faces in this company. I would say second to God's Eye, who are kind of
Hmm.
like almost that like paladin level pure, would you
Yeah.
say? Um,
Yeah.
but like there was things in this match that made me say that they're starting a slow dissension. Now Hazuki has always been savage. We've always talked about her savagery and her brutality and how just
Mm.
0 to 1,000 she goes. But like Ida now, and even Koguma and Hanan, and even Mao, they're starting to show these little darker things where like there was one point where Hazuki was choking. Um, I think it was Mei Mei in the corner
Hmm.
while Ida was doing the chops, and then Momo was also holding a leg. It's like that's not something that they typically do. That's like an Oedo Tai thing. That's
Hmm.
that's typically a heel thing. And they were doing these little nuances all throughout the match. I think, and I honestly kind of hope that we are starting to see what I would call the cruel irony of a heel turn with the Stars faction. Oedo Tai can't be the only ones
Hmm. I agree.
repping this ish. So like who better than to have the last people you would expect kind of turn? I don't know. It kind of feels like it's heading that way anyway.
Yeah.
Um there was one point where the that double team by Mei and Suzu on Hazuki, where Mei did the little hop to kind of get Hazuki to duck down, and then fed into a high kick by Suzu.
Mm-hmm.
Then they did like a flip over power bomb and then a rollback where Suzu did the drop kick, and then they both popped up, did a double drop kick and kip up. They
Mm-hmm.
were so in sync. They're so good. I'm like, oh yes, Suzu Suzuki is back. I'm so excited. There was one point where Miyu had to run in and do a save on Azumi, and she ended up hitting I think it was a tornado DDT where she like ran up the rope and spun around. And is that what that is?
Yep.
Yay! Tornado DDT. Yay! Gold star Melball. Yeah, just the timing on it.
Bronze.
Rude, rude. Um, the timing on that had to be so precise because they were in the middle of a move. So if she had done it any later or any earlier, she could have probably effed it up. She was so perfect in her timing with that. I loved it. Yeah, that's all I got on that.
All right.
Yeah.
So post match, they did get Neo Genesis did get the mic. Azumi says, yes, we won. And once again, we and everybody else, we are Neo Genesis. And then Miya Masaki gets the mic out of everybody. Says, from now on, we want to create buzz, not just in the pro wrestling world, but all over the world. And everybody goes, nice to meet you. But all in Japanese.
Mm,
Yeah.
so cute. So cute. I'm excited.
I and again now, especially now with Neo Genesis here being the kind of new faciest face faction,
Mhm.
I feel that a Stars could move into going more heelish, and I don't think it would
Uh-huh.
hurt anything. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's not supposed to be like I wouldn't want to interpret it as a bad thing. Again, I don't feel that Oedo Tai
Mm.
should be the only heel faction
Yeah,
kind of holding it down there. I'd love to see that kind of frontier change, if you will.
yeah. And maybe they can become the burnt out Stars. Their stars burned out, and now they're all dark and evil.
Oh, okay.
I
But
don't
just
know.
the way it came out sounded bad.
Or they can
The
become
burnt out stars, like same girl,
They
same.
could they could become the supernovas. When a star explodes, it goes supernova, so they can be the supernovas. That's the evolution of a star, really.
There you go. Mayu Iwatani.
Or they can become the black holes. Is what a supernova turns into a black hole. They can become the black holes. This
You
is
know, it wouldn't be too bad. I don't know.
it's
Mm,
just the evolution of a star, you know.
it is. Yeah, I think Supernova is probably better.
Yeah. We move on to an 8-person tag match. It is Empress Nexus Venus, Maika, and Mina Shirakawa teaming up with God's Eye, Saya Kamitani, and Queen Quest. And Queen Quest, Saya Kamitani, and God's Eye Syuri. I got that backwards. Taking on Oedo Tai's brand new member, Konami, Momo Watanabe, Raka, and Takla. I guess not brand new member, but returning member, Konami,
Hmm.
after betraying
Hmm.
Syuri the
Former member.
following week and costing them the tag team titles. I love that new black look on Momo and Ruraka. Looks fire. Oh,
Yes, yes, I really like it. The one thing that I thought was really a little funny though is the little emblem on Ruaka's chest. From far away, it does look like a little cross. So when I first saw it, I was like, why is Waka wearing like a little naughty nurse outfit? It was it just from far away, it does look like it, but it works. I feel like it works. The overall look works so, so well. I love it, especially with what we saw the next night.
yeah. Again, this is another again one of these bigger matches. I'm only just gonna go through a few
Hmm.
spots. Siri though early just taking she wants to face off with Konami, but Momo comes in and she just goes all in on Momo with the kicks and the attacks. Konami ends up tripping her, pulls her out, and then all the way to Ties fighting with the other ladies on the floor. Um,
Hmm.
Konami spanks Saya Kamitani at one point, which I laughed at. I was like, "Oh, come
Yeah.
on." Yeah.
I saw that too.
Yeah. Good spot. Mina ducking Ruaka and does the slow booby shake, and then she ends up
Mhm,
fighting off the double team and ties the legs of Ruaka up like Moodle lock style and grabs
mhm.
Momo and hits a flatliner, stretching the legs of Ruaka while flatlinering Momo at the same time. I thought it looked great.
Yes, yes, that was really, really cool. I wrote down a figure 4 weird lock thing.
Yeah,
So,
it's like the tie up for the what before when you're gonna go into the Moodle lock or the
yeah,
Immortal. Yeah.
yeah,
Um
yeah.
Maika then comes in, they follow it up with an her and Mina hit the electric chair splash onto Ruaka.
Mhm.
There's a quadruple team on Maika, and Ruaka gets by a way to tie, and then Ruaka hits a beautiful fisherman suplex for 2. Maika slips an attack, hits the suplex, but Ruaka comes back with a beautiful looking tree slam for 2. Um, Syuri comes in fighting off a double team, taking Ruaka down. Maika comes back in with a hard lariat to Ruaka and gets a 2. The end of this match comes short arm lariat by Ruaka to Maika, but she is cut off up top. Maika and Sai Kamitani hit the top rope shoulder block power bomb combo, and Maika follows it up with a Zack Driver 2 for the win.
As the announcer's saying, the Japanese one is the Michinoku driver too.
Zack Driver 2, that's what it's called. We all know that. It was renamed.
Well,
After
apparently
Michinoku
the
renamed it.
Japanese commentary that were doing it don't know that, so maybe you should get on letting them know that.
The man,
Um,
the man named Taka Michinoku renamed it the Zack Driver and gave it to Zack. So it's officially the Zack Driver. Or the Zack Driver.
well, maybe he should let everybody else know instead of the wall of his hotel room so that the commentary can call it by the right name. But in the meantime, I'm gonna call it what the commentary called it, which was the Michinoku driver too.
Zack Driver 2.
Um, so there was one point when they were fighting on the outside. Did you see Konami yeeted Syuri into one of the spectators?
Oh, did you actually hit a person? Oh, that's
This
great.
poor
That's
man
great.
was running for his life, and there was a person in the way. He could not get out of the way. Syuri took a good old bump on him. What an experience as a fan.
Lucky guy.
Um,
Lucky guy.
there was one point where I can't remember. I think it was Momo and Konami threw Saya and Syuri into each other at one point on the outside, and they kind of like the way they kind of hit each other was a little hammy. It was a little funny,
Hmm.
a little campy, if you will. But yeah, Konami, not pulling any ish with Shuri. Fucking hell, they were kicking the crap out of each other. Konami really stiff with her kicks on Shuri, and she was pissing her right off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was I think you mentioned the point where I think it was the Doomsday device you mentioned, Maika and Kamitani
It
taking
was like a
down.
shoulder. It was like a shoulder, like Kamitani come off the top of the shoulder block. Well, Mike hit the power bomb.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That looked great. There was the a tower splash that Micah and Mina did without Xena in this one. I like the setup for it. It was
yeah,
quick, it was seamless, it was perfect, just up and down and good.
yeah. The electric chair splash, where it's just up,
Yeah, yeah.
splash down.
I
Honestly,
assume
like
that was just their tower.
yeah, it's just it's a 2-person version of a Venus Tower. I'm gonna assume because can't really do a Venus
Yeah,
Tower with just 2 people.
I mean, they seem to do it pretty good.
Yeah, I actually
Um,
I like it better than Venus Tower, honestly.
yeah, like I said, it was seamless. Like
Yeah.
the way they clearly like had done it a couple times beforehand. It just the way she just hopped up there was very seamless. Um, there was one point where Micah really muscled Ruaka up for a suplex. Really, really impressive. I mean, world champion, ladies and gentlemen. She is power. She is grace. There was a desperation powerbomb by Ruaka. I can't remember who it was on. I think it was Kamitani. But Shuri came in for the save, and the kick that she planted on Waka was brutal.
Mm.
So stiff. Oh my god, you would think she was hitting Konami on that one. There was also a high kick that Shorty hit on Momo at one point when everyone was popping off their stuff.
Mm.
That just looked sick. So sick. Momo went down like a sack of potatoes. Yeah. The last thing I want to mention, Shuri was really on a rampage by the end of this. She cleared house for Maika to pick up that win.
Mm.
Yeah. What a great kind of, I want to say pop off before some big ish goes down.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
Syuri got the mic after. Says, "Hey Konami, it's tomorrow. Be prepared for a one-on-one in the ring." Then Maika gets the mic and says, hey, wait a time. I'm going to crush your boss. Wait a time will be disbanded tomorrow." And says to the audience, "I'm looking forward to see you again tomorrow. Thank you." Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow, wow, wow. Isn't that foreboding?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. You got anything else on this one? Or are we good to move on?
No, no, we are good to move on.
Future of Stardom title match. It is Rina versus Ranna Yamagi. Again, I thought really good match between these two. I didn't take a lot of notes in this. Rina really nice octopus lock in turning it into a roll up for two. I like the transition there. Rana with just some serious kicks throughout this match, like
Mhm.
just really laying them into Rina. Um, yeah, Rana getting a beautiful sweep to Rina and getting into the cross armbar, but gets stacked. But Rana kicks out and holds on to the cross armbar, forcing Rina to have to fight to the ropes. I really like the transition there. Uh,
Mhm.
Rina getting that second rope double knee drop just looks like it would kick it would just destroy your midsection. She misses it
Mhm.
off the top and gets rolled up. Rana comes back with this running pump kick for two. Just looked really good. The end of the match though, Rina hits a kick, goes to the top, drops the double knees off the top. Rana kicks out a 2.999. Rina then picks her up for the pink devil or the gory special drop for the win.
Yes. Yeah, this one was difficult for me to kind of take notes on because it was very much almost like a transitioning grappling kick, like striking kind of thing. I felt like it would be a lot of like kicks, Juditas, Juditas. But still a very impressive match. Rina has been a very dominant champion as a Future of Stardom champion. I've been very, very impressed with her run. And every single match she puts so much into and pulls so much out of her opponents. This was no different. I've always been a fan of Rana since she's kind of come onto the scene. Everything about her is selling me that she's going to be a future superstar in this
Mhm.
business. Yeah, I don't have too much more to add to that. I really enjoyed this one. I just didn't take a whole ton of notes on it.
Yeah, so we got a post match promos here. Rina saying, "I've tied the record for most title defenses with my 10 successful defense. Well, Yamagi, I know you've done what you've done in other organizations and achieved results, but I've experienced more than twice as much as you have. I still won't lose, you idiot." And then Rana comes back saying, "Rina, no, I went to another organization less than 6 months after my debut, and I've been working hard and producing results. Well, I was runner up in the Catch the Young Wave block issue, end up in the runner up in that tournament, which is awesome. And I
Mhm.
win today, so I know I wasn't very good at finishing today, but I have a goal of definitely wearing the future belt. So I want you to keep improving my title defense record. I urge you to keep improve. I don't. This is a weird translation. She's saying it. She wants her to keep winning so she can break the record. Rena says, "I don't need you to tell me that. I won the future belt during the summer holidays and then the new blood tag belt the other day, and I'm the 22nd champion. Future, next time you break the record for most title defense, who's my challenger?" Well, her challenger is her exact mirror. Hina walks into the ring. It's her twin sister and says, "First of all, congratulations on defending your title. You're now tied with Hanan." And then next one will be a new record. I can't let Rina break the record now. Plus, she's got new blood belt and is on a roll, so I can't let her keep going like this. I'm the only one who can stop Rina now, so let me challenge for the future belt next. Rina says, "You're late, you idiot. During the time you were resting, I got many, many times stronger." This is referring to the fact that went back, took some time off, went back to school. Well, Rina kept
Mhm.
wrestling.
Mhm.
I don't want to be lumped together with you. Well, I'll do it. So I look forward to it. Like she's like, screw you, you're not getting this, but I'll give it to you at the end. It's just like weird, weird.
I mean, it works.
Yeah,
It works. I'm looking forward to it.
me
We've
too.
been seeing them kind of meeting on and off in little tag bouts throughout the last little while. I'm excited to see them one on one, see what they can give us.
Mm, yeah. So we move on to the main event of the July 27th show. It is Saori Anou versus Natsupoi for the Wonder of Stardom Championship. Beautiful all new white gear for Natsupoi. Looked really good here. Um,
Mhm.
Anu turning her back right at the beginning of the match, and Nat just runs up and Germans her just before the bell even goes. And this is where they go into like high speed mode where each person's
Mhm.
dodging, and then Nat sends Anu to the floor, and Nat goes to the top, but Anu kind of like moves way away so Nat can't hit the high cross, and it just goes crazy. Like they're going so fast here, it's crazy.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, just they Natsupoi getting that like Muda lock on the legs and bridging back, but grabbing the arm in a Fujiwara armbar instead of grabbing the head. I really like the variation on that. I thought
Mhm.
it was really
Same.
cool. Um,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna talk about that move again for the 28th because they did her and Tam did a double team version, which I thought was really cool. Um,
Yes.
yeah. Natsupoi really targeting the shoulder of Anu throughout the match. Beautiful Northern Lights suplex by Anu right into a straight jacket choke. But Natsupoi fights and gets a foot on the ropes. That torque she gets on that straight jacket choke is crazy good. Um,
Mhm.
One point they're trading shots in the middle of the ring. Anu hits a kick. Natsupoi comes back with a spin kick, dropping her. Hits that kneeling spin kick that I really like. Um, Anu stops her from going up. Nat ends up hitting another spin kick to the head. She goes up, gets that Ferial splash off the top. Nat goes for a victory roll, but Anu stops it and hits a beautiful wheelbarrow German suplex. I was like, yes, great counter to the victory roll. Um, Anu ends up going up at one point and hits Natsupoi's Ferial splash off the top, and I was like, oh. And then she hits a beautiful headhunter for two. Just the back and forth here with these two was just amazing. Uh,
Mhm.
I'll go to the end of the match here. Anu stops Natsupoi running, catches her in a half and half suplex with a bridge for two. Natsupoi fights off the arm trap German, which are they keep saying Japanese Ocean Cyclone suplex, but I've known that move as the cross arm electric chair driver. So I don't know if they just changed. I don't know. It just because the way I can't remember who used to do it, but yeah, I've never seen it done that way. But the ocean cyclone suplex, whatever you call it, but Natsupoi blocks it. Um, ends up and then but she blocks it, gets and goes for a German, but then Anu reverses her and gets that ocean cyclone suplex and gets the bridge for two. They start trading shots. They're trading bridging Germans, and they're each rolling around with the pins, trying to get the pins. And Natsupoi catches Anu out of nowhere. One, two, three, and we have a new champion for the first time in 2 weeks. For the first, because Anu just won that title back like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So,
Becoming their hot potato
yep.
title. Um, yeah. The jump start by Poi in this one was interesting.
Hmm.
I wasn't really expecting that. You mentioned that. There was a hair toss that Poi did to Anu when they were on the apron, which ended up I think Anu was actually like on the second turnbuckle rope thing
Mm.
in the corner. She just yeeted her off of there. She bounced off the apron and then hit the ground. That looked
Oh,
nasty.
yeah, because there was a fisherman suplex first by Anu, and then there was the
Yeah,
whip off the top. Yeah, those are brutal.
yeah, yeah. There was the crossbody by Poi, and then the suplex by Anu, both on the outside, look really, really good. Poi's really good at those crossbodies. She has such like perfect form for them. It's so nice. Um, there was one point where it's the ferial splash
Hmm.
that she
That
does.
that twisting splash off the top, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um, so there was one point where she was setting up for that, and I really appreciated her going over to the corner, looking back, and then going back, readjusting Anu, and then going to the top to try to hit it. It just I like seeing those little subtleties that kind of like make it feel kind of more real.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Um, it instead of someone trying to do something that maybe they weren't too comfortable maybe doing, maybe she was a little too far, a little too crooked. Who
Hmm.
knows? I like seeing the little corrections as they're kind of happening. Um, and the last thing I wanted to mention was there was one point where Poi took a drop kick from Anu,
Mm.
and she kicked her so hard she cartwheeled. It was great.
Oh, just some of the way these two were selling for each other's moves was just phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great. I got nothing else to add to that.
So we got a long post match here. Natsupoi
Yes.
hits the mic. She says, "Sorry, I won today. I finally got to wear the long-awaited white belt, and I finally beat Saori. Saori, there is no finish line in our fight, right?" And Anu nods at her. Natsupoi says, "We are always at the starting line. I feel like we've reached a new starting line again today, so this is never over. I will always, I think we will always be like that from now onwards. What do you think?" And she points the microphone at her. Anu says, "There's no other way to say it. That's true." And that's Poi goes, "Sayori, there are some things that Poi holds dear in order to make her dreams come true. Hard work, determination to never get up. She is John Cena. And of course, Poi, a little bit of misunderstanding and unfounded confidence. Again, John Cena." Uh,
Yeah. I mean, we can't argue with that.
so you can't see Natsupoi.
I mean, she does move her hand in front of her face a lot.
Sorry.
Bye, boy.
The three knuckle shuffle, you know?
Oh, dear.
Well, we all know what the five knuckle shuffle was a reference to back then. I says, "I believe that with that, her dreams will definitely come true. But even a person like me sometimes get worried or depressed at times like those. It's my teammates that support me. It's my rivals that inspire me. Both of those are Sayori. I won't lose next time either. Absolutely." She holds up her pinky finger, and Anu kind of responds with the pinky finger from outside of the ring. Natsupoi says, "Yapoi, yapoi. Thank you so much, everyone. I don't want to end it. I don't want it to be over. But I, Natsupoi, the Wonder of Stardom champion who won today, would like to end the day with me." After all, again, this is all direct Japanese translation, so the wording doesn't make sense. It's just I'm using direct translation. "After all, summer is Natsupoi's summer. From now on, Natsupoi will rise to the highest level of stardom. You might think I'm a bit mistaken, but that kind of mistake isn't so bad. Everyone, please continue to follow me. Bye, Poi."
I'm loving her like little interactions that I'm seeing with the corner cams that they have now,
Hmm.
where she always
Oh, when
just
she gets
pops
up in
up.
there, like, does the whole, yeah. I love it. I love it. The Natsupoi cam.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Then Tam's been popping up in there too. It's adorable.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
you got anything else on the speech or anything?
no, no, I was gonna say I don't have anything to add to this. I look forward to see what she does for her first defense.
And me too. So we're gonna move on to the July 28th show. Oh, there she is with the title around her waist.
Yay!
Before I get into it, Melball, tell us about the pre-show match because I didn't watch this one either.
Make sure I read it right. Okay, this was the four-way. It was Ruaka versus Yuna Mizumori versus Momokoko versus Ria.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't take too many notes. There was one point where Yuna, there's some animosity going on between Yuna and Ruaka. I don't know where it started or where it's come from personally, but they were like Ruaka shoved Yuna at the beginning of this, and they were fighting like cats and dogs for the rest of the match after that point. There was one point where Yuna attacked uh, Ruaka and Momo with a crossbody, and Yuna was pinning, but Ruaka ended up like she was pinning Momo, and Ruaka ended up breaking up the pin with I believe it's a senton, where she just runs and like falls back on her. Looked really cool. Um, Yuna at one point using Rihanna as a bat. She put her on a fireman's carry and just started spinning her around, and her legs would go out and kick people in the face. Um, I have to always shout out Ruaka's bottom rope crossbody as she did a Momo. But in the end, I can't remember what Yuna's finisher name is. It looked like a blue thunderbomb, I think.
Hmm.
Or she hit Ruaka with it and pinned her for the win.
Ooh.
But
Surprise!
Ruaka was not happy.
Yeah,
But
it's a surprising person to be pinned in that match with Rian and Momo in there.
yeah, yeah, I thought the same thing. But it looks like there's some pot stirring happening with that. So maybe it's something that'll feed into the Grand Prix eventually.
Yeah.
Or maybe
So,
not. We'll see.
so we move into the main card and we kick it off with a high speed title match. This is so fast. They end
Yeah.
up like fighting out to the apron, then they roll back in, and then they keep running. May gets a running cross. Messiah bridges out of that, hits a drop kick, sending Mate out to the floor, where she gets that springboard cross to the floor. Kamitani slowing it down with a knee bar, but May
Mm.
fights so she gets the ropes. Again, they're just going nuts when they're moving in this match. May gets a roll ups into a super kick at one point, then attacks Kamitani on the ropes and hits a springboard drop kick for two. May goes for a drop kick to the knees, and Kamitani jumps up. Like she dodges the drop kick to the knees and just jumps up and just stomps the midsection of May.
I love
Oh,
that.
and then she went up to the top, followed up with a drop kick off the top for two. They're dropping each other they both drop each other with kicks. It was beautiful, just beautiful sequence right there. They
Mm.
both do the kip up and they start striking. May gets a roll up with Kamitani, and then Kamitani gets one. May tries the sunset flip, but Kamitani flips it back. It just both are just rolling around with these covers. Kamitani comes in with the pump kick and then a spinning roundhouse, but misses the tornado kick, and May catches her and gets that backflip into the crucifix bomb for the win. I love the way she sets up that crucifix bomb. I think it looks
Mhm.
like she's standing there and then backflips into a crucifix. It looks so good.
It does. She's so quick and so good. Yeah, got a lot of the stuff that I actually wrote down. The only thing I wanted to mention was the post. Yeah, this warmed my heart to
Mm,
see them celebrating her. Even Suzu was the first one up to her and be like, "Hey, you won!" It was so sweet, and
mm,
it was super nice to see this side of Starlight Kid go. We've kind of been seeing her as the heel for so long. It was nice to see all these ladies rejuvenated again.
mm.
Mm.
They all feel like they have a new kind of fire in them. And I like it. Like
Yeah,
Scarlet Kid has like a new something. Everybody has a
new
new something.
drive, new motivation.
Yeah, I like that. I really do like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I as well.
Yeah. So, Amy, are you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. We move on to a 5-star qualifier for the B block or for the A block. I think this was the A block one here. It is Lady C versus Miyu Amasaki. Lady C, I love those ear headphones. Like they're headphones, like what I'm wearing, but
Yeah,
cat ears up here. I love those. I think they
they
look
look
great.
so cute on her.
Yeah, Lady C with his beautiful slam, then gets a. She really working the triangle in this match. She's
Yeah.
getting technical here. Like I mean, it's like God's eye training that's really starting to pay off for her. But Mia gets a foot on the ropes. Lady C stops the pendulum GDT into that giant swing, but only gets and then gets a 2 count, then another 2 count, then another 2 count. Just keeps trying those 2 counts. Uh,
Mhm.
Beautiful Rings of Saturn by Miyu, but Lady C literally stands up out of it and slams her into the corner. Miyu comes back, dropping Lady C, and gets the Rings of Saturn again. This is where Lady C has to fight and get to the ropes. They're attacking each other at one point in the match on the ropes. Miyu gets a pendulum DDT. She goes for the Angel's Wings, but Lady C fights her off. They end up trading strikes to center, and C unloads, dropping Mayu. Miyu fires back, unloading on Lady C, but she ducks a Lady C lariat, and Miyu gets that beautiful tornado DDT for 2. Um, Lady C comes back with a big lariat and the haluba kick in the corner, but she can only get 2. Uh, Miyu reverses a choke slam into the DDT, but as she comes off the ropes, Lady C catches her and hits the choke slam. Uh, Miyu gets off the shoulders, and she gets the half O'Connor roll. The pinning thing that Mariah May does, and she gets the win and enters the 5-star Grand Prix.
Yeah. It's it doesn't have that many X's at the end there. Eee. It's not Sari. Oh, we're not supposed to mention them here, are we? Yeah, I don't
Okay.
have a whole ton to add to this one. You kind of got everything um covered. There was one point where Mio did reverse the choke slam only to eat it
Mm,
again not too long later. I thought this was a really fun little like match between former friends and allies. Because who knows each other better than themselves? You could see these two reversing back and forth, transitioning back and forth. You could tell how well they worked together in the past. It was a little almost what's the word? Bittersweet.
mm,
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it all?
No, that's all. That's all.
All right, move on to the farewell match for Hanako against Aya Sakura. And Hanako really working the arm bar early on, really
Mhm.
working over that arm. Aya gets a triangle, but Hanako lifts her and slams her down to break it. I love that. I love that powerbomb slam. Later in the match, Aya gets repeated chest kicks, goes for a flip kick into the wheel kick into the corner, but she ends up getting caught, and Hanako walks out, just driving her down into a backbreaker. Looked really good.
Mhm.
Um, Hanako cuts the Aya off up top, pulls her down into a big scoop slam. She steps over into a Boston crab, then into the single leg crab, but Aya fights and gets to the ropes. Um, Hanako goes to mount Aya, but Aya pulls a triangle armbar. But Hanako eventually does get a foot on the ropes. Uh, Aya comes off the top with the Hell's Guillotine, as I like to as Red Narita calls it, with that shin to the neck kind of thing. Then hits a
Mhm.
roundhouse to the head for 2. Um, Hanako gets a slam and hits a haluva kick in the corner, but only gets 2. Aya with roll ups, but Hanako gets out, hits a big boot. The delayed suplex only get 2, so she gets her up into the torture rack. KOD, and Hanako gets the 1, 2, 3.
Mhm. Mhm. Hanako. Remember a couple reviews ago for Stardom Review, I mentioned that I felt that there was one point with like, I think it was Shuri who she was facing. Can't
Okay.
remember. I think it was Shuri. Um, it really showed how Hanako didn't have a lot of defense against that kind of technical wrestling. Once you kind of got her down into a position of vulnerability, she was not very capable of doing much. Holy heckin' crap, girl, who is your trainer? they did a wonderful job in getting you ready for this US tour, especially if you're going to be facing Janai Kai. You need to know how to do some ish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this match really showed off. She had some training done. She's now very, very adept in defending against technical kind of wrestling. She defended against Aya very, very well. I was super, super impressed with this. I don't have a whole lot to add otherwise, except for after the match, weird little moment where Hanako extended her hand to Aya. Aya didn't shake it. She did some kind of weird eye thing at Hanako, and then seemed surprised when Hanako retaliated by smacking her in the face. Girl, you disrespected her. Don't be surprised she's going to disrespect you back. What you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah.
Weird.
It
But
was.
yeah,
It was odd, and I'm like, you deserve to get smacked.
yeah. So then let's re-ask the question again. Who did she piss off? At least this
Oh,
match was longer. She got to show off a lot in this one against Hanako. But
yeah.
man, who did she piss off?
I don't know.
Oof. She
Uh,
did have a band-aid on her chin, so she's clearly training. Still training
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So we move on to a trios gauntlet match. It is a Oedo ties Momo Watanabe, Rina, and Thekla versus Stars Suzuki, Koguma, and Saida versus Gazai's Hina, Ranna Yamagi, and Saki Kashima versus EXV's Mina Shirakawa, Waka Tsukiyama, and Xena versus Neo Genesis's Neo Genesis's Neo Genesis's Neo Genesis. Uh, Azumi, Starlight Kid, and Suzuki.
I think I'm gonna be hung up on how we say neogenesis is.
Well, how do you pluralize it? How do you
You're not even
pluralize?
pluralizing it. You're giving it like because it's the apostrophe s, right?
Yeah, but
The
it already has an S.
apostrophe,
So it's an apostrophe, but
apostrophe
you don't put an
genesis.
apostrophe S after a word that ends with S. So the
Well,
Genesis,
you also typically don't put three e's at the end of someone's name, but here we are.
the Neogenesis.
No, because that's no. I think it's neogenesis's.
That makes sense though.
I know, but like giving them
Uh,
ownership of it. I don't know. Let's get into the match.
So we start with EXV versus Stars. Waka getting some Waka weapons to Koguma. Stars triple team Waka, lift Ida, and they lift Ida to drop her into a senton on Waka. Koguma gets her little stomps and the big stomp on the ropes to Waka for 2.
Mhm.
Stars, I'll get EXV on the bottom ropes and get that triple face wash and running boot. Ida tags in to literally harshly chop Waka in the chest and then tags back out. It was just like, that was mean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The end of this though comes Waka ends up blind tagging it, getting a blind like Cena was in for a bit with Ida, and they did some really good chopping back and forth. Those two,
Yeah.
damn.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
Waka ends up blind tagging in off Xena, and then comes in behind Ida and catches her with that tiger suplex roll. With the bridge for the win. I was like, and you can see Ida get up and be like, "What the hell?" Like she was surprised that had
I
happened.
was surprised. Waka got a win.
I know Waka got a pin.
Won.
Well, kind of, because you don't technically get a W unless you last till the end of the match. So,
We can give her this, okay? We have
100.
been waiting for this.
I agree. I agree.
Waka won.
Luwaka wins the first one. So, oh no, it's a win of time. Momo Watanabe, Rina, and Tekla. What a time immediately jump EXV. But Waka gets a roll up on Rina, gets broken up, but Oedo just a triple stomping her. Mina fights off Rina and Momo, gets the figure 4 stretch DD, figure 4 stretch DDT combo to Rina and Momo. Um, Momo hits Mina with the bat, and Thekla and Momo hit double kicks to the head of Mina, and Thekla hits the double underhook deadfall to Mina for the win. I
Sakura was monstrous in this.
She looks so good. Like she's whatever this is on her return. She has been just. I don't like what she's doing. I don't like that she's an idol killer. I don't like that because some like Mina is my favorite.
Literally all the women that you like are on her hit list.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Like, some of the women, like, but I think everybody in the company.
Tam,
I'm not a huge Tam person. You're a bigger Tam
Tam
fan.
Nakano?
Yeah, you're a bigger Tam fan than I am.
I thought you were a big Tam fan.
She's all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Well then.
So we move on. Oh wait, time versus Neo Genesis. This is Yazumi and Starlight Kid. Neo Genesis end up like attacking first, or like
Yeah.
kind of getting on, and they triple team Momo. Azumi gets the standing octopus and Suzu and Starlight Kid, and then getting Thekla and Rina down and hit like dual standing moonsaults. I was like, yeah,
Right?
standing moonsault, baby. While
I
Azumi,
was like, did she always do those? I
yeah.
couldn't remember. But I was like super impressed with it because they were pretty much in sync stereo. It was crazy.
Yeah, Azumi gets Momo into a double arm bar, but Momo gets to the ropes. Momo reverses an octopus lock into the beautiful dude buster. The pin gets broken up. Azumi ends up hitting La Mystica, goes for the roll up, but Momo ends up turning the roll up onto Azumi and gets the win. So time moves on to the final contest.
Mhm. Yeah, that was you mentioned pretty much everything. The spear that Suzu does, where she ends up doing the flip through,
Mm-hmm.
almost like a bit of like the Gene Blast.
Mm-hmm.
I love how that looks. Love how that looks. I didn't write down who she hit it on, but I like it. I think it
Yeah,
was Momo.
I think so.
No, it was Thekla.
The Thekla? Yeah, Thekla does the
Yeah,
spear too. That's what
yeah.
it was, yeah.
I remember thinking, isn't that ironic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to say on that one.
So, the final team entering this match is Gadzai, Ranna Yamagi, Hina, and Saki Kashima. That's the weirdest combo of that team. Gadzai attacks before the bell. Momo and Theka double team Hina. Momo gets a running PK for two. Rina hits the double knees in the corner, then the Northern Light suplex to Hina for two. Hina fights back, hits a running neck breaker to Rina for two. Inverted triangle arm bar by Rina to Hina, but it gets broken up. Like Hina spent pretty much doing the entirety of this last part of the match. This last part in the match, her teammates
Yeah.
never really even came into this.
Yeah, well, Kashi Saki, I almost said Kashi again. Saki, understandable, fighting
Yeah,
against a former faction.
yeah. So way to tie triple team Hina. Rina hits a double knees off the second, but the pin gets broken up. Rina misses off the top, and Hina gets Rina in the Gato clutch for the win. Oh, wait, it's not
How?
happy with this, and they attack after the
Well,
match until it gets all broken up.
I mean, they technically beat two other teams before these guys came in completely fresh and took the win from them.
Yep.
So understandable, 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 slips,
Understandable.
understandable. Oh, we're going off the rails, man. Um, yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah. Again, it was a fun little match, but yeah, it was just like these weird little short individual matches.
Yeah, yeah. I felt that they did do a lot in those little matches, though. It felt
Oh,
like a very intricate kind of setup.
yeah, and again, like between all five of those teams in those four mini matches was 17 minutes, so it could have been way longer.
Yeah.
I think if it went longer, it would have dragged. Like in my perspective, I
Yes,
think that was the perfect length. Everything
I
felt short,
agree.
concise, but impactful.
I agree.
Yeah. So we move on to Syuri
Mhm.
versus Konami, the battle of the former tag team partners. It's like, God, the Konami picture freaks me out. Like,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but like then the whole attitude that accompanies that version
yeah,
of Konami, like
Well,
You
the
should be
attitude.
scared.
Well, the attitude alone, attacking Syuri during her entrance, in the entranceway.
Mm-hmm.
They end up brawling, fight back to the ring. Syuri's just incensed, and the match starts. She's firing shots at Konami. Then she gets dragged out by a weight of tie, tossed into the chairs. How is the ref not throwing it out at this point? I don't understand.
Is it a no DQ match?
No, because you know what the finish is.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
Konami and her teammates end up start piling chairs on Syuri. They end up brawling on the floor because Syuri gets out. Konami gets a PK from the apron. Syuri ends up like hanging Konami up on the top rope with like a jawbreaker. Just the knees and the kicks and just the brutality of this match was insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just they're just kicking the piss out of each other here. The ref gets taken out, all the way to ties in. They all attack Syuri. She ends up fighting them off, hits a code breaker and a bridging German to Konami for 2. She gets that stretch muffler and goes for that step over on the head, but the ref gets distracted. Momo hits her with the bat. Konami hits more kicks, and she gets a Kamagoye, which I'm pretty sure is what the announcers called. She only gets 2. Syuri comes back with a kick to the head, then a buzzsaw kick, and finally hits the Kazuchika Okada Emerald Explosion, but only gets 2. Syuri gets her up on her shoulders, going for an electric chair, something, but Konami gets past the can by her teammates and starts spraying the paint in the face of Syuri. And this is where the ref calls for the DQ. I'm like, okay. So Thekla comes in.
That was the line.
Yeah, so Thekla comes in, starts whipping Syuri with the belt. Konami gets, I think it's Rina's chair and smashes it over Syuri's head. The chair seat just pops out. God's Eye is trying to get in here, but they keep getting taken out. They're beating up Syuri, kicking the piss out of her before they end up leaving. And then Syuri just gets angry and like chases Konami to the back. But again, insanely good match, and I cannot wait for the sequel.
Yeah, because we know there is gonna be, especially when Amisore comes back from wherever it is that she is. It's only one member of God's Eye. Oh, besides Alice Inc., who I would love to see back in a Stardom ring. But we also have Inaba, who's going to be joining the ranks for a little while the Grand Prix is going on. So I think it'll be good to see some backup for Syuri, because it kind of felt in this match like she was a one-woman army against the army that was Oedo Tai. It was just a constant wave of overwhelmment, and it kept pissing her the hell off. By the time, like, the end kind of wound down, I felt that we were, like, about to see her go, like, Super Saiyan. Like, it was just she was so angry.
But what level of Super Saiyan?
I don't know.
Is it 4? Does she become a monkey? Well,
I don't know anime, so I don't know.
Oh, I assume you make a Super Saiyan reference. I assume you knew what they were
No,
talking
I
about.
just see things on my feed and they get ingrained into my memory because ADHD. Um,
Uh,
what do I add to this? Jumped her, she kicked the crap out of her. Syuri is mad. Um, I mentioned it on Japanese Wrestling Update. I'm going to re-mention it now. It's ironic, isn't it, that Konami talked so much shit about Saki Kashima joining God's Eye, and how Oedo Tai things never change. Yet here she is, standing across from her former tag partner. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm very curious to see how they evolve from this and how they take the story. I feel like it's going to be a very impassioned and full of rage story as they go forward, with Konami kind of acting like a ha ha ha, I've got the better of you. I'm in your head kind of
Yeah,
heel. I'm excited for it.
yeah. I think it's gonna be. I look forward to seeing how this plays out because I think these two could have some really incredible matches together. In,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
yeah,
And the setups that they could do for it too. You know, I love my promos. You love, and they always do promos and interviews for this. I feel
yeah.
like they could say some really interesting stuff, get people excited about it.
And the thing, how will Konami start trying to screw Syuri out of winning the 5 star? Like, there's like what could happen there?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's some good story to be told with
Mm-hmm.
what could be going on this summer.
100%. 100%.
Hmm. Excuse me. We move on to the main event, a tag team match. It is stars Hanan in the IWGP champion Mayu Iwatani versus Cosmic Angels Tam Nakano and the Wonder of Stardom champion Natsupoi. Uh, Nat gets that Moodle Lock armbar on, I think it was on Hanan, but then
Mm-hmm.
Tam comes in and starts pulling her own, like she no, but like she does the pose, but then
Yeah.
she has the arm. She gets another Fujiwara armbar on the other arm while doing the Tam pose. I thought I love that little double team there. I thought that was great.
I thought it was absolutely adorable. It's like a little, that thing that I've been saying quite a bit, that touch of flair that sets them apart from everybody else. Because who else is doing that?
Yeah. Tam and Nat hit that double headhunter to Hanan. Beautiful spot there. Natsupoi just like twisting the hair, like spinning and twisting the hair of Hanan, and then just whips her by her hair. I'm like, ooh, she's a vicious little fairy, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, I took so many notes in this match.
Of course you did.
Hanan and it's some attacks. It's two famousers to Tam for two. Like, I'm a big Hanan fan. like, like I
I
think
think
no, no, no,
she's good.
I don't. I have nothing against him. I think she's awesome. I think she's good. There's just people I like more than her in this company. Mayu comes in, kicks Tam in the back, and Hanan gets a bridging fall away slam for two. Tam and Nat get sent to the floor. And Mayu and Hanan go to the top, but they come back up, sending Mayu and Hanan to the floor. And they go for their dual dive, Nat and Tam. But Nat dives onto Mayu, but Tam like stumbles and like falls down a little bit and then just jumps off and kicks Hanan in the head. I was like, okay.
She made it work.
She made it work. It looked really awkward, but she made it work.
Hmm.
Tam,
Whatever works.
yeah. Back in the ring, Tam hits a knee to the head of Hanan off the top. Nat hits that Ferial splash, and Tam hits a running knee to the head, but the pin gets broken up. Towards the end of this, Dual Angels Wings by Stars into the bridging follow-away slam by Hanan to Tam, but Tam kicks out at 2.9. Mayu hits the Dragon Suplex to Tam, and Hanan hits a backdrop suplex, rolling through into the bridging backdrop suplex for the win. Yay.
um, the new entrance gear for Meltier
Mm.
is super cute. Those little skirts that they wore were just, they were so adorable with those little gold metallic belts to match them. I love their choreography as well. It's not like crazy, like Cosmic Angels kind of crazy, but it's like sweet and enough that to go along with the music, if that makes sense. Because they come into a very sweet kind of ditty, if you will.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't have anything else to add to that.
So post match, Hanan gets Maika. He's like, I got the 3 count from Tam. On Tam, I haven't been able to achieve a good result since Cinderella, but this win is huge for me. If I keep going like this, I'll win 5 star and become the woman of spring and summer. I like that. Tam says, Hanan, who do you think you beat? It was Tam Nakano. I'm not going to let her run away with a win like that. I'll make her a poor Cinderella. Mayu Iwatani says, good evening, everyone in Hokkaido. Hanan, you finally beat Tam. You should be more happy about it. you've been making a scary face a lot lately. Hanan is scary. Hanan is scary. Hanan is. Your good points are that you smile, are cheerful and positive. You need to go around the country and show that smile to more people. Nan's all happy. Iwatani says, Tam, are you okay for your first match of 5-star? Are you well? How are you? Tam says, has Tam ever been in high spirits? Iwatani says, indeed. That's what Tam is like. I want to get the 3 count at 5-star and one day put this belt on the line against Tam Nakano. Oh, well, I might break her spirit at 5-star, though. Tam says, don't say it first. If this is just the weirdest conversation to have after him. If Tam gets the 3 count from you, then Tam is the only one who can take your belt. And then Iwatani says, there's nothing more to say. Natsupoi, yesterday you became white belt champion, right? There may be people today who are seeing Natsupoi in her champion outfit for the first time. So why don't you say something? Natsupoi says, everyone in Hokkaido, I'm Natsupoi, the 23rd Wonder of Stardom champion. I'm Natsupoi. Yeah, poi. Hanan then points at Natsupoi's belt and Hanan says, I'm not challenging for it yet, but I'm definitely going to get that belt.
A little exchange. I didn't have subtitles for that, so it's good to know what they said.
And again, I like that they're setting up 2 distinct matches here: Hanan versus Natsupoi for that Wonder title, and Tam versus Mayu for the IWGP title. I like that. Well, maybe we'll get the women on one of the New Japan shows in the next little while. I would love to see that. So
now let's get to what we know we really want to talk about.
I don't want to talk about it at all.
Rude.
Well, it makes me unhappy that this happened. That's all this happened. Come on.
I know. How do you think I feel?
Really, really good.
Oh.
I know you feel great about this. It's for the World of Stardom Championship. It is Maika defending against Natsuko Tora. Tora debuting her new look, all in black. That shaved blonde hair, back to their classic shaved head look, or shaved short hair look. And they just start smashing each other. These two are just beating the piss out of her. Tora starts working on the arm. That's what her target is in this match. Maika's right arm. They go to the floor. Tora whips her into the chairs. Maika tries a suplex. Maika takes Tora to the floor and whips her into the chairs. She tries for the suplex. Waka attacks. EXV comes to and Sai Kamitani make the save. Tora ends up spitting like water in Maika's face, but misses a swanton off the apron. Maika then hits a suplex on the floor. Again, back in the ring, they're working. Tora really working over that arm early on with arm bars, just stomping the arm, working it like in the ropes. Tora gets a cannonball in the corner. I love that freaking move. It always looks so good.
She does it so good too.
Yeah. Later in the match, Tora slips off the shoulders, hits a headbutt, but Maika drops her with a shoulder block, gets her back up to that power submission, then hits a twist into the sidewalk slam for 2. I love that move. Maika puts Tora up top and gets the Hemika bomb, but Tora ends up pulling a triangle off of it, a triangle armbar off it, and you see Maika like fading a bit, and she's fighting, and then Tora transitions into the cross armbar on the injured arm, but Maika gets to the rope, or gets to the ropes. Tora goes to the top, hits a frog splash for 2, then gets her up, hits a Miramare shock for 2. She goes back to the top and hits a swanton. Maika kicks out of the 2.99999. I'm like, thank Christ she's going to survive. Tora misses with the pipe. Maika gets a lariat. Maika hits the discus lariat, but only gets 2. She goes to the top, hits a lariat off the top, follows it up for 2, then hits a Zack Driver 2, but Tora kicks out at 2. Hammerlock Zack Driver, but Kamitani pulls the ref out on the pin. And this is where you're like, oh, what's happening? And she starts staring down Maika. And then Maika gets turned around. Tora gets the mist and the Death Valley Driver, but Maika kicks out at 2. So Tora goes up. hits the swanton off the top, sits on Maika, cradles the leg. 1, 2, 3. Natsuko Tora is your new World of Stardom champion.
The dark side has won.
Especially not jumping for joy wearing that shirt.
Well, I don't have a Club Venus or an Empress Nexus Venus one like you.
I do have a Club Venus, but
Um, what a match. Holy heckin' crap. On top of the new gear, the new hair, she also rocking some new makeup. She still had the blushy strips down her face there, but the intricacy of her eyeliner, plus she had, I don't know where to get them myself, so I'm pretty sure you can just order them on Shein or something, but there's these little balls that girls are gluing onto their faces to look like they have piercings where they don't have them. So I don't know if you noticed, but Tora had two right here. And they stayed on the whole match. I don't know what glue y'all be using over there, but like, unless you got the piercing, but it just looks like the regular balls that everybody else has. But yeah, they stayed there the whole time. She looked great at the end of this, even covered in the blue mist. Um, yeah. Tora schooled Maika for quite some time in this match. It was a little scary for a little bit. And was it the triangle you said that it was? The second time I think she got her in it, she had her in it for a very long, long time. Started to get really, really concerned. I also started to get a little suspicious about the attention that people at ringside were getting. Camera kept panning over to Saya, panning over to Thekla. I was like, that's going to be a thing at some point. And it was.
Yeah.
The betrayal by Saya Kamitani, which led to the new crowning of the World of Stardom champion. See, here's the thing. Maika is one of my girl crushes in professional wrestling. Seeing her being the world champion has been a dream, especially at a very awkward time in Stardom because of the Marigold. I don't want to say controversy because it's not really a controversy, but like the
The Exodus.
Marigold. There you go. That's the word. Much like Shingo Takagi was the IWGP champion in one of the most troublesome times of NJPW. She carried this title very well and with several dominant defenses underneath her. This was a tremendous title run for her and nothing to be, upset about. But Tora has been chasing this belt since we started reviewing this ish. It's been too long since the evil in this company kind of reigned supreme. And now look at them. They got the World of Stardom Championship. They got the Goddess of Stardom Championships. They have the Future of Stardom Championships. They have the New Blood Tag Team Title Championships. This is the most dominant faction now, I would say, within Stardom Wrestling.
Yeah, it really is. And again, it's just like, it's scary, man. And then I heard about some stuff that happened today at Stardom. So I'm like, oh Jesus, that this team keeps doing.
Yes, I
You
heard
sent me
about
a
that.
picture.
Yes. Yes, I was gonna say, did I send you that? I'm pretty sure that I was the one who sent you that.
You
Yeah.
did, and that this is even bigger. Like, it's just that show will be coming out later this week, next week sometime. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about this weekend. The prelude to 5-Star and the goodbye to Mina for the summer. We'll talk about that in the next while. But we did get a
Japanese wrestling update.
yeah, we did get a post match. Natsuko says, Sapporo, a new champion is born. Maika, you're one of the really strong wrestlers. Honestly, You were tougher on me than anyone I've ever fought. And she yells, Kamitani! Kamitani boos as she stands up. Kamitani slaps Maika, who's down on the mat. She says, Maika, I came here today to make you cry. Goodbye forever. Tora then gets the mic back, says, How many years has it been since I joined Oedo Tai? The single belt was always so far away. No matter how hard I tried to destroy the company, I always thought the single belt, no, the red belt, was still a long way off. But today I was finally able to wear it. This is Rick, and Saya Kamitani changes into a new T-shirt here.
Mm-hmm.
And Tora says, I have nothing left to do with Oedo Tai. As of today, Oedo Tai is disbanded. Idiots, idiots, idiots. Listen, today is the end of Oedo Tai. As of today, a new unit, Hate, is born with Kamitani, Konami, Thekla, Rina, Momo, and Waka. Hey, get excited, you idiots. Are you watching? All you idiots who can only rate us on social media. From today, Hate will take over this shitty organization and become the number one heel in the world of women's professional wrestling. That's all. Sleep in fear.
I
Yeah.
mean, I would say she's already the heeliest heel in women's professional wrestling right now, given what she did,
Hmm.
given what she has been doing. She's been working with a faction that has been elevating and dominating the heel game. And then with Thekla's association, I don't know how loose or tight it is with the War Dogs. I mean, the War Dogs have been on a war path in New Japan. If she kind of takes some pointers from them, there's nothing good going to be able to stop this faction. I'm kind of here for it. I, I, I'm sad that Maika is no longer the champion, but I'm excited at the potential direction that having a heel faction on top of this company could do for it.
Hmm. Yeah.
Hmm.
I look forward to it, man. I really do.
Yes. Yes.
I remember how we were joking on Japanese Wrestling Update about Fukikin death and her social media. Well, since Oedo Tai's dead, it's been disbanded. She never named Fuki in that thing, so Fuki's not a part of this unit. Goodbye,
You
Fuki.
weren't paying too close attention to that thingy that I sent you, were you?
Goodbye, Fuki. We never need to see you again. Good riddance.
Sir,
You're not
sir,
wanted in professional wrestling.
sir, you clearly weren't paying too much attention to that clip that I sent you.
Damn it.
The clown is there. And as I said on Japanese Wrestling Update, it would just make sense for her to just go to Black Gear. And guess what?
Damn it.
Guess what? Guess what?
Damn it.
Uh,
Damn it.
this is what you this
Damn
is
it.
what you get
Damn
when
it.
you argue with
Damn it.
me about the
Damn
Michinoku
it.
driver.
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
But
Zach
when you're
Driver.
done damning over
Zach
here,
Driver.
I think we've made it to an hour and a half. I think we've talked a lot of wrestling. I think we've watched a lot of wrestling. I
Mm-hmm.
think the storm outside my house is raging.
Yep. I don't know. I think we're getting rain here.
I can hear it pounding against the window that's in front of me.
Yeah, I hear nothing.
Well, you are also in a very different area than I am.
I've got a window right next to me. It says it's supposed to rain tonight. I'm only like 30
You
minutes
are
north of you.
also in a very different area than me.
I'm only 30 minutes north of you.
It is Alberta weather. You don't even understand. When I lived in St. Albert and I lived on the south side of it, my friends lived on the north side of it, the weather was different.
It's true. It's true. I've been thinking the north side is different from the south side a lot of the time.
See, there you go. Take us into the outro.
Well, we have come to the end of another episode of Stardom Review. You can find me on the X at that Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at that Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk, and right here on the YouTube page, youtube.com at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. Please go over to Facebook and check out BAM Weekly. There'll be some changes coming very soon. There's a little bit of delay and some stuff that's going on over there, but that's coming very, very, very soon, eh? So go check that out. Join the Facebook page, and you can get talking with us there. You can find me over there chatting in the chats over there. And then our audio will end up as part of that once everything is relaunched. You can also find me over at twitch.tv/our local establishment. Or youtube.com/at our local establishment. Marvel Talk, which will be coming this Wednesday. What were we talking about? Ant-Man. Ant-Man.
Man.
Ant-Man. I talk about Paul Rudd's debut in the Marvel in the MCU, and I love it. I love this. One of my this is a top movie for me, but it's not very high on my list. It's one that I can always go and enjoy. It doesn't sit super high on my list. It's a good fun comedy to go watch at any time. So we'll talk about that this coming Wednesday, me and old Ed. So check us out over there, 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. You can also find us over at Backbreaker Video, simulcasted over there a week later, youtube.com/at Backbreaker Video. You can find all of Mike's live content over at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. You can find him every Wednesday, Saturday, and pay-per-view Sunday doing his AEW watch longs. And the rest of the week, he's playing video games. I know he's playing it tonight. I missed him because we were recording here. I know he was gaming tonight over there on the Twitch. If you want to replay this gaming content, go to youtube.com/at backbreaker_gaming. You can find stuff from him, Mr. PJC, this little guy right here, Mr. Rick Jules, and their frequent guest,
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. We love Kayla J here.
Yes, we do. Melball, where can they find you?
If you're wanting to follow a Melball, you can follow her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can follow her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find her on our local establishment programming, Japanese Wrestling Update with this guy, every Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, unless it's not. And then we'll let you know on social media. This week will be a pre-recorded episode because we will be attending Top Talent Wrestling, where we'll be seeing Mr. T.
No, Top Talent.
Oh, okay. I thought we had started a random game of charades. We will be seeing Mr. Dijak take on Weston King, which I'm pretty excited about.
Mm-hmm.
And
Me too.
apparently Joey Janela's going to be there. I don't know who he's facing though.
They still have more matches to announce. They announced a few today. Or they had a few out, at least as of today. So
1 month to advertise, announcing 2 days before show.
Yeah,
Make it make sense.
they announced the King of the Triple Threat match. So
Hey, we'll have to talk about that after. I need to know who's in that. Anyway, we will be at Top Talent Friday, so it will not be live. It will be a pre-recorded episode talking all about the world of Japanese professional wrestling. So stay tuned to hear when that is coming out. You can also catch me on Astro Bizarre's YouTube channel where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We should have an episode coming out this week because some crazy ish happened over the weekend and we need to talk about it. So, yeah, stay tuned to our socials to see when that's coming out. If you're wanting to watch Stardom Wrestling, we will leave a link in the description box down below. It is stardom-world.com. It is approximately 999 yen or approximately 10 Canadian. Shout out Sean Spear. Why are we one-minuting? Why are you evil? Why are you evil?
because I am.
What the hell are you doing? Anyway, it's 10 Canadian. Shout out Sean Spears because we love Sean Spears. It's an amazing price to watch some amazing women's professional wrestling. You can watch some of the stuff we talked about today, and you can go back and hi. Throw me right off there. I am no better than a man. Hi. You can go back and watch some of the faces from WWE and AEW television, like Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm, Piper Niven, Blair Davenport. I always forget what her WWE name is.
Blair Davenport.
Yeah, I know. I forget what it is. I remembered it. Gold Star Melball. I always call her B. Priestley. Rude. Clap your face. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
Nope. Nah, I do. Thank you all so very much. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to share this with your friends, family, and all the jobbers that you know in this world. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello.
Hello. Whoa, okay. And that being said, I am your Melball. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Mwah.